Hello and welcome. I'm Saeed from storyplanet.net. Dive right into the essence of the most captivating books without reading them cover to cover. Whether you're on the go, at the gym, or just relaxing at home, we offer you a unique and enriching listening experience. Today, we are exploring the book, The Compass of Pleasure, a creation by David J. Linden. The Compass of Pleasure, 2011, reveals the shared impact on our brain's pleasure system of diverse experiences like drug use, charitable giving, overeating, and orgasms. These insights explore how pleasurable activities reshape our brains and shed light on the essence of addiction. Before we delve into these revelations, it's interesting to note that David J. Linden, a neuroscience professor at John Hopkins University and the editor of the Journal of Neurophysiology, is known for his work popularizing brain science. He is also the author of The Accidental Mind, a book exploring the role of brain evolution in aspects like love, memory, dreams, and spirituality. With 6 key ideas to unveil, brace yourself for a deep dive into this captivating book on storyplanet.net. To start, explore the neuroscience of pleasure. Neuroscience explains pleasure and addiction by highlighting brain structures that work together in surprising ways. The summarizer discusses why things are pleasurable, the addictive nature of some activities, differences between pleasures like chocolate and betting, learning why cigarettes can be more addictive than heroin, distinguishing between sex and love, and mentioning commonalities between running and cannabis. Key idea number 1. Pleasurable experiences engage the brain's medial forebrain pleasure circuit. Pleasurable activities, legal or illegal, activate the pleasure circuit in the medial forebrain, involving structures like the ventral tegmental area and the amygdala. Dopamine release from the VTA influences emotions and habits. The pleasure circuit plays a significant role in generating habits and addictions. Research involving electrical stimulation of the pleasure circuit, such as the controversial study by Dr. Robert Galbraith Heath in the 1970s, indicates the potential influence on behavior. Heath's study involved attempting to induce pleasure in a homosexual man from heterosexual intercourse by electrically stimulating his pleasure circuit. Despite controversy and limitations, the study highlighted the impact of brain stimulation on short-term behavior. Key idea number 2. Addiction is influenced by the pleasurable effects of a drug and its accessibility. Enjoyable activities activate the pleasure circuit in varying degrees. Strongly stimulating activities can be more addictive, like heroin, compared to LSD. Factors like legality, availability, peers' attitudes, and method of consumption influence addiction. Different pleasure patterns from activities like smoking, frequent but lighter rushes, and heroin, strong immediate surge, can lead to different addiction rates. Addiction physically changes brain structures as seen in a study with rats given cocaine. Key idea number 3. Foods high in fat and sugar activate our pleasure circuits. Consuming sugary foods activates the brain's pleasure circuit, making it hard to resist. Leptin, a hormone that regulates weight by suppressing appetite, can be overshadowed by food addiction and leptin resistance in cases of obesity. High sugar and high fat foods release dopamine, fueling the desire to repeatedly activate the pleasure circuits. This can lead to overeating and weight gain due to the brain's rewiring. Key idea number 4. Both falling in love and having sex activate the brain's pleasure circuit, but they do so in distinct ways. Sex and love have different neurological impacts. Falling in love deactivates brain areas related to judgment and increases admiration for the partner. Brain scans show love activates specific areas, not activated by purely sexual arousal. Orgasm is a complex experience involving emotional and sensory components, often characterized by pleasure due to a dopamine surge. Studies show orgasms can occur without pleasure in certain contexts, like during traumatic events. Orgasm triggers significant activation of the pleasure circuit. Both sex and love are pleasurable experiences. Key idea number 5. Gambling is addictive because it stimulates the brain's pleasure circuit. Gambling can be addictive as it activates the pleasure circuit in the brain similarly to drug addiction. Addictive behaviors involve persistent repetition despite negative consequences, increased tolerance, strong cravings, and pleasurable relapses. Both nature and nurture play a role in gambling addiction, with brains naturally finding pleasure in uncertainty and compulsive gambling sometimes running in families. Key idea number 6. Healthy living and good behavior can activate our pleasure circuit, not just vices. Short-term positive impacts of exercise include runner's high due to increased opioid release and endocannabinoids, activating pleasure and pain simultaneously. Giving to charity can activate pleasure circuits through altruism and independent choice. Knowing and receiving information for its own sake can also trigger pleasure circuits, as seen in monkeys and humans opting for information even without increasing their reward chances. In conclusion, the book emphasizes how pleasurable activities can lead to addiction due to brain rewiring. It suggests swapping negative associations with positive ones to break habits. Our brains are malleable and can help overcome addiction. Further reading on happiness chemicals is recommended. Feel free to provide feedback on the content via email. Thank you for listening to this summary. If you enjoyed this exploration, we invite you to discover other fascinating books on storyplanet.net. Don't wait any longer. A multitude of books, stories, and knowledge await you there. See you soon on storyplanet.net.